teams don't always naturally stay that level of collaborative teamness on their own. It requires concerted effort. What level of cohesiveness are you after? And we'll use this term teamness to then describe that sense of unity, because teams can have a variety of different levels of cohesiveness, and it's all based ultimately on the strategy or the desired outcome that you're striving to achieve. Walk us through this, Peter, as we're thinking of this as a critical question to ask up front.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to note this word teamness. You know, we're using that as an adjective. We'll use the term teaming as a verb. You know, it is an active process. And it's recognizing that the level of interdependency, the level of interaction, the level of shared goals may vary significantly across teams depending on the purpose and the function of it. So it's really helping to get some alignment. As we think here, we can do a simple kind of sports analogy as we look at types of teams that are out there. You know, we can think of a wrestling team in which they are a team, but how does the sport of wrestling go? It is a one-on-one match. One wrestler goes out and they'll compete against the wrestler from that other team. And then it's the kind of the additive score that helps to determine that. So I would argue that that's probably a lower level of teamness. Does that make them less of a team? No, it's identifying what level is needed to able to accomplish that purpose or objective. Now, on the kind of other end, I would say, as we look at more of a high teamness focus, probably football or even soccer, in which there's you having to pass the ball and use coordinated plays and be aligned with the activities of each other. And that where there is that higher interdependency among the players. And so it's even thinking about where does this team need to be? And it's not just where does the team want to be? Because they may have this, oh, well, you know, and a 10 isn't the optimal. We're not saying all teams have to get to a 10. That might be wasted energy and effort if it's not required. But it's what does the business need in terms of that level of teamness? I was just in a session yesterday as we were talking about this and reviewing, and this a large team and had them all write on a Post-it note on 1 to 10, what level of teamness they believe they needed. And it took some courage for them to hold up their Post-it notes as we went around, and there were about 20 of them or so. And there's variability of ranging from 5 to 10 and going through and having, okay, those that are talking, thinking we probably need around 5 or 6. Where's your perspective coming from? Okay, those that are thinking more 7 or 8, share your thoughts. Those that are the 9 or 10, share your thoughts. And it provided just a tremendous perspective to hear where people are coming from and what they felt the needs were and perspective. So then we could further align that team. So it's not just an abstract scale. You can really put this tool to use.
Oh, yeah. Well said, especially because this question, as you put it, has no right answer necessarily.
Yeah.
It will depend on that strategy. What kind of level of teamness do you need to achieve? So, okay, for all listeners here, there are 2 questions I want you to put in and answer, and both simply on a scale from 1 to 10. Pick one team you're a part of. You've all said you're on many, many different teams. Pick one team and identify on the scale from 1 to 10, 1 being low teamness, little to no shared goals, little to no shared rewards, little to no interdependency. 10 being, oh, we are shared, totally interdependent, working together. Where are you today on that scale from 1 to 10? And then where would you like to be on that same scale, 1 to 10? So you can just put 2 numbers and to kind of say, all right, where are we today? Where would we like to be? And again, you're thinking, what level of group activity do we need to have to achieve something better or more accurate or have greater buy-in? What would that be? And I'm seeing lots of, 6, 7, 9, 8 to 10. 5 currently. We got the 7 to 9, the 3 to 10. Yeah, I love it. Okay, 3 to 8. Yes, probably a lot of people joining today are like, I'm joining because I want this to get better. Get it? Yes,
That's
yes.
true.
For sure.
Because it's this gap analysis of really looking at that delta between present and desired or needed. And again, it's not stating that every team needs to get to a 10 and somehow that's nirvana. No, it's really matching what those needs are for the present. But if you look at the trends, most individuals are identifying a score that is lower than where they believe they need to be getting to. So there is this desire to build the level of teamness.
And as we continue to increase the level of teamness, it also requires us to pay more attention to the processes of the team, to allow the team to keep renewing and sustaining itself, to be able to keep that high level of teamness. Because teams don't always naturally stay that level of collaborative teamness on their own. It requires concerted effort. All good. We just need to make time and effort to do that. Oh yeah, love it. Okay, clearly there is a lot of desire. How do we keep increasing this level of teamness? So that's the first question. Are you ready for the second question? Here we go. This next question we're after is the confidence question. How much confidence do you have in your team to be able to then get the job done? And for this one, there is a right answer. Because you have on the left hand, low confidence. In other words, everybody seems to have their own vision for success, or questionable skills or performance, or there's a structure or authority question, or it may be a shifting, it's in flux. That's the low confidence. And then on the other side, you have this high confidence when everybody has this common vision, this clear objective, and people are competent and they're able to show up and perform that people can count on, and that there's a clarity around decision-making rights already. We want all teams to be high confidence. Peter, as you're hearing this, what are some reactions?
Yeah, and I think it's looking at, this is not just a question to ask of the team leader. I think that's a good place to start, is they have the largest influence over, do we have the right people in the right roles? But once that leader is confident in that, it's all, and maybe there are some personnel changes or some shifts in roles and responsibilities to truly try and leverage the strengths of each one. I'm reminded of the classic HBR article, I think it was Buckingham who wrote it, or Goldsmith. Anyway, on great managers play chess, not checkers. And it's that idea that not everybody's the same. In checkers, every piece is identical. In chess, every piece has particular strengths and weaknesses, and how you position them to leverage those strengths. So people are feeling more confident. They're more satisfied and feeling happier as they're performing. So it's getting that confidence that you have the right people, but you also want your teammates to have that confidence in each other. That helps to engender the trust. It helps to engender the collaboration. It increases that willingness to reach out and to help and to support and to build that camaraderie that many of us are desiring to have in the team. So I think those are some angles you can look at it, both as a leader, but then also as a team member.
Yeah. And you reminded me of the psychological concept of efficacy. So you have this self-efficacy. In other words, you believe that you can do something. You believe it. And then you have this team efficacy. Do we actually believe as a team that we can accomplish this? And in other words, you can swap that, and it's very similar to confidence. And without that efficacy, without that sense of confidence that we can do it, wow, it's not much of a team. And you really can't accomplish stuff. And frankly, you might as well just try to do it on your own. Because at the end of the day, the real question is, are we able to achieve something better by working together?